I'm Stephanie Qualls. I'm here today to interview. I would love for you to introduce yourself and then we'll get started.
Okay. My name is Clifta Fugett. I am recently retired from Muldrow School. I served as superintendent the last 3 years that I was at the school. But now I'm working for Vista and still going into schools and doing a little work with those.
Okay, well tell us about your childhood. Where'd you grow up?
Muldrow born and bred.
Okay.
Muldrow born and bred. And you know that's the thing. I bleed red is what they say.
Yes.
You know, some people bleed orange. We bleed red, but we all have common interest. But I did grow up in Muldrow.
Okay.
Went to school at Muldrow for 12 years.
Yeah.
Then I went to college at the time it was West Ark because I'm really old.
Yeah.
So it was West Ark at the time. I got my master's at University of Arkansas Fort Smith.
Yes.
There. Went to work. My first year, I worked at Arcoma for 1 year teaching, and then I went to work at Muldrow teaching.
Okay.
I do have 2 grown children.
Okay.
I have April, she's my daughter, and she is a teacher at Muldrow.
Okay.
And then my son is a veterinarian in Northwest Arkansas. I have 3 grandchildren. 1 graduated from Muldrow. I have another one that is actually in the 7th grade at Muldrow. And then I have a grandson that is in the 5th grade in Northwest Arkansas.
That's awesome. Well, great. Well, tell us what led you to your decision to become a teacher and administrator.
You know, the thing about it is I probably went about it a completely different way than everybody. When I got out of high school, I did not want to go to college.
Mm.
It was just one of those things, did not want to do it. I wanted to get married and I wanted to have kids.
Yeah.
And so I did. And 6 years later, I decided I wanted to go back. I had actually worked in the school. And when I say I've worked in the school, I mean I've done everything. I was a teacher. I started as a teacher assistant.
Yeah.
And so when I came home one evening, I told my husband, I said, I think I want to go back to school. I think I want to teach. And so I had it figured out. It took me a bit to figure it out, but I figured out that's what I wanted to do. And so I worked as a teacher assistant and went to school in the evenings with 2 children, which is the hard way to do it.
Absolutely.
But you do have some skin in the game on that.
Absolutely.
Pay for it yourself
Yes.
instead of your parents.
Yes.
But we did that, and then I got a job. I worked in the library for 15 years as a library media specialist. And then decided that I had a master's at that point in time. I went bachelor's and immediately went to my master's. And decided then I wanted to look into administration, although I did not really know what I wanted to do with it. So I took the administrator's test, and at the time they would grandfather you in if you had a master's.
Okay.
And so I took the test, and I passed the test. And my first job in administration was when Oklahoma went from PASS to Common Core.
Okay.
And Mr. Sharp was our superintendent at the time. And he felt like we needed a curriculum person to kind of guide that transition between standards.
Yeah.
And so we did that. So I went to work as a curriculum director for Muldrow, and I was in all 3 sites doing that, working. And it was really a good experience. It gave me, I felt like a foundation in all of Muldrow. You know, I'd started as a teacher assistant, and then I'd been at the elementary school, the middle school, as well as the high school.
Yeah.
So I kind of could see all of it. I did a short stint as an assistant principal along with the curriculum. Kind of in a smaller school, you wear a lot of hats.
Absolutely.
And so I did that and then went back to full-time curriculum. And then for 9 years, I was assistant superintendent, did federal programs, curriculum, professional development, all of those things that kind of tie together.
Sure.
And then the last 3 years, I was superintendent.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I
Huge
had the
path.
gamut. I
Yes,
did. It was
yes.
a gamut from teacher assistant all the way to superintendent. But I really feel like all of those gave me more insight into being a superintendent
Absolutely.
than, because I had experience at all 3 sites and at all levels.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
knew what it was like to work in that cafeteria
Mm-hmm.
because I worked in the cafeteria at times.
Yes.
I worked in the office when secretaries were out, so I could see what our paras and our teacher assistants see and what they
Absolutely.
experience, as well as the classroom teacher.
Absolutely, which
So-
makes you a great manager of
So
people.
it
Yeah,
was,
to have
it was
seen
a
it all.
lot.
Yeah.
It was a traipse.
Yes.
But I was there for 36 years.
That's amazing.
So-
That's amazing. So, given your path and your experience, would you recommend students that might be interested in education to pursue opportunities like internship opportunities, work-based learning opportunities, where they can watch and see if it might be a field that they're interested in?
I think that's a great idea because you really don't know what it's like in a classroom until you're in there and
So
until
true.
you see it. You know, today we see so many teachers that are coming in alternatively certified. And so they have had no experience in the
Right.
classrooms at all. They've had no student teaching, none of those things.
Right.
And I'll recall one of our teachers that we had that was alternatively certified. Very, very intelligent woman, very on top of things.
Sure.
She had already tested when I hired her. She was really good. I could tell she was going to be good.
Yeah.
And she had a degree in journalism, and so we hired her to teach English. We got her alternatively certified. In the first 6 months, she was like, I think I've cried every day. But she said it's because she did not have that background in education.
Sure.
Now, we did mentor her. We had some excellent teachers in that same subject area that went in and basically showed her how to teach.
Sure.
She had the knowledge and but the skill to actually get it to the students is totally different
Absolutely.
than having that knowledge.
That's
You
so
can
good.
know how to do math, but how to teach those kids to do math is completely different.
Totally different. You're so right.
So, you know, if you can go in and see all of the background things that teachers do, instead of that, oh, they're off all summer.
Yes.
They get
so
off at
true.
3:30 in the afternoon.
So true.
It's that's the outside perception. The inside perception is completely different.
100%.